Just like that. Hi, everybody. It's Thursday, November 30th. Welcome to Play by Play. My name is Sean Bouchard. This is the show where I play video games and talk about experience design, and I am excited to be playing a second segment of Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments by Frogwares Games, published in 2014. This is the next to most recent Sherlock Holmes video game by Frogwares. And I was just looking at what the latest one is to see if it's any good, and it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell like how much of the Crimes and Punishments ideas they took forward into the next game. So if anybody knows that, I'd be super curious about it. Here we go. We're gonna play some Crimes and some Punishments. Just continue. Okay, so last time we completed the first mystery of this game, and we're going to try to keep that up. My hope is to play the second mystery tonight. The mysteries are a little bit straightforward in terms of the sort of like the majority of the interaction. It's very kind of point and click adventure game in a modern Telltale sort of a style, where there's a little bit of non-linearity, but there's a lot of gate and key type figuring out like what the next clue that you can find is. What makes this game super interesting, as we discovered last time, and we'll definitely talk more about tonight, is the ambiguity which the game treats solving cases. So what happened last time is we got a bunch of clues. We found ourselves 3 suspects for a murder, and figured out how the clues all fit together, and came to a conclusion about who the murderer was, and made an accusation and said like, "Hey, Scotland Yard, here's your guy." And then they arrested him and maybe hanged him. That it's not clear to me like what the resolution of that was, nor what the consequences of it were, if indeed there are consequences. But the point is, the game at no point says, "Yeah, you got it right. That was the solution. That's the guy who killed the other guy, and that's why he did it. And these other 2 people were innocent." It just said, yes, that's what Sherlock Holmes did, and let's just hope that he was right about it.
Holmes, please call a cab while I pack my suitcase. We shall be late for the train.
Oh yeah. This is a train one. Oh shit, yes, it's that lady. I forget why we have a telescope pointed at her.
Look after Mrs. Hudson for us, Toby.
Toby is so dang cute. Can I duck? I cannot duck. I cannot pet Toby. That is all I want to do. Alright, I'm gonna go call a cab.
Watson, I'll hold a cab for us. We leave in 5 minutes for the station.
Yeah, that's a super weird angle on that telescope. I hope that wasn't important information, because I just ignored that
What
text.
a gloomy night. It was warmer inside the waiting hall.
Since the station master told us that the train is about to arrive, we should not have to wait very much longer.
Excellent deduction, Sherlock Holmes.
Yes, at last.
Attention! The train is arriving at the station. Please stand well away from the platform edge.
I'll take your bags and your blasted archive suitcase.
he,
But
he
Holmes,
brings his
the
whole
it's faded
his
away.
whole library with him.
Something is wrong. I can't hear any sound from the incoming train.
Excuse me, sir. Can you explain what has happened?
It's a ghost
I don't
train.
know. It's as if the train vanished into thin air.
Holmes, say something.
Say something.
Fetch a lantern and let us take a look.
It's too dark. Only fog and rails, nothing else.
There is no use in stumbling around here at night. We will come back tomorrow.
It seems reasonable. The next morning, very early, Sherlock Holmes gets up very early. Oh, shit! Watson was in there with me. I did not realize that.
At Evesham Station. We have a full day ahead. Let us begin our investigation.
Okay. What was that little red icon next to my goal? Okay, wait. Let me get myself oriented. Sorry. This is the train station. There's Watson.
What should we do next, Holmes?
What should we do first, Watson? Is this where I was standing last night? Is this the train station or the platform? It is. So the train disappeared from, like, over there. Pretty sure. Yeah, that was a tiny little carriage.
First
Sherlock
of all,
Holmes.
let us examine the area where the train disappeared.
Okay, can I get down there? Oh, I can get down there. Is Sherlock Holmes rich? I mean, he must be... Like, he's clearly comfortably wealthy. He is like he's an upper class gentleman of 19th century London. But is he, like, rich? Like, can he afford a big carriage? Or is that just what all carriages look like? Oh, I forgot I had eagle vision. Multiple eagle visions.
This is the place where we saw the train vanish last night.
Railway sleepers?
Railway sleepers. Nothing unusual.
What are sleepers? What are railway sleepers?
A discarded item, possibly thrown from the train. The rails have not been touched. There's nothing unusual here.
Like, not been touched as in they haven't been messed with, or like a train has not gone by them? I mean, I guess the train didn't go by them. I guess the train... Like, clearly the train did not come through here. Like, somebody was making train sounds. Right? Have I already Sherlock Holmes this shit out? Is there more to do here? What do you think, Watson?
Trains can't just vanish without leaving a trace. It isn't possible. Is it, Holmes? What should we do next?
Wait, does he doesn't get paid? I thought he got paid like as a consulting detective. I thought that the Scotland Yard like paid him to detect. Oh, that's the end of the world. I see. Oh, and then I pressed a wrong button. Okay, I see. I see all of this. All right. So definitely I want to be in Eagle Vision, and I want to look this way, and I have looked at all of these clues.
There are no tracks or footprints on the
didn't.
ground.
Thought that I did.
There are no signs to indicate that the train ran off the track, nor are there any other traces. There is nothing whatsoever. There are no clues. But then, a negative result is also a result.
Oh, I see what you're getting at. No clues, and you're smiling.
Yes, Watson, I do smile on occasion. This mystery appears very promising. This investigation won't be simple. We shall require a map of the region.
Well,
Perhaps the station master could lend us
let's
one.
go get a map then. That seems entirely reasonable. Oh, here's a new person doing something weird.
Good morning. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
Yes, I remember you. I'm Station Master Everett. You were here last night. So, you are Mr. Holmes, the great detective. Will you be investigating what happened?
I shall indeed.
It is extraordinary that an entire train could disappear like that. And to think of all the poor people inside it, the passengers, the driver.
Okay, well, you do raise an excellent point. How do I do this? A and D? I guess I should go forward. Like, what did happen to those fully gray hair? What happened to those people? Wait, was that? No. Spots of Earth. Wedding ring. Okay. Oh, I see. Well, I know I want a
I
map.
would be glad to have a detailed map of the local railway district.
But of course, please, take the one that's pinned inside the waiting hall.
Pick our only map?
Could you please give us any details about the train?
Well, there was nothing so very special about it. At least not that I can recall. My memory's not what it used to be. However, if you need it, you can have the train composition report. It's inside my office.
Is that like a
See you
like
later, my
the
good man.
chemical composition of the train? What is it? What's a composition report? What are you? There's an elevator certificate in here. I thought there was going to be a map. Clearly, I'm in the wrong place. Waiting hall. There we go. There's a map.
This
Take
map
that
will be
fucker.
useful.
I wanted there to be clues on the back side of it. Oh well. All right, so what? That's the train, and that's this. Okay, so this is the station. Left of the station is where the train disappeared. Nottingham's off that way. London's off that way. There is a great big quarry and a lake, like right here. So we are maybe meant to think that the train ran off the rails into the quarry, but actually it was just a guy with a lantern making train sounds the whole time. I bet you anything. I am curious about the people, though. Really? There's no... Alright. There's no connection there. Does the train have a black box? Is that what we're talking about? Watson, I do not want to talk to you. You just always ask me questions. Uninteresting questions. Train service. Well, I'm going to go in here and...
This part is probably from a locomotive.
Brilliant deduction. Brilliant. Very, very good.
An old locomotive bell.
Okay. That's pretty good.
This part is probably from a locomotive.
Agreed.
This place serves as a storage area for
Okay,
the station.
Well, fun times. Oh, I got a first-person view. I did not know I had that. I'm gonna use my Sherlock vision. And holy shit, I can play this whole game in first person? I can run around in first person? Why did nobody tell me this? Because it's not that good, maybe? But still though. Okay, where's your office, dude? That's where I want to get me to for the purposes of... Can I not... What's the problem here? There we go. Is that a first-person problem or a eagle vision problem? Yeah. Office table. Examine the office table. Yeah, sorry, I will stop doing first person. I was just... The novelty of it, I couldn't resist. Message to all stations. Mr. Robinson is located at Bridlington Station.
A new telegram.
I think we should meet
message.
this, Mr. Robinson.
Why would you say that? It seems like a weird thing to say.
Here is the train set.
Is a train set like a... Like what I would ask for Christmas? Like a train set? Locomotive, coal car, first class car, postal wagon, special wagon. Ordered by Mr. Robinson. Okay, now I do care about Mr. Robinson. Second class car. So there are 2 passenger cars, a postal car, and a special wagon. All of which disappeared. All of which could be conceivably related to a motive, but also cause some crazy complications because that's 2 passenger cars worth of people that disappeared along with this train. Presumably, I feel like we should find a passenger manifest and track some of those people down because, like, are they missing? Did they all conveniently fail to get on the train? This is the other end of that thing. John, please get out of my way. Yeah, good. Ugh. Oh, no. Those people are outside of the world people. Got it. They're ruffians who just hang out beyond the border of the world. Okay. Sweet. Can I, Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go ask the station master, manager person about the station that I want to go to where Mr. Robinson is. That special wagon...
According to the train composition report, there was a special wagon. What does that entail?
That's a highly secure car, ordered by a private party. It is generally to carry something of value. Those wagons have iron walls, you know, without any windows. And they're fitted with a complex key lock.
That is important information. Do you know what was inside this particular wagon?
Certainly not. No, that's private. And it's not my responsibility to allot the wagons to whoever.
Was there anything exceptional about any of the passengers aboard the train?
What do you mean? Like officials? I wouldn't know. Oh, but now that you mention it, yes, there was something. There was a message from Bridlington Station saying that the train had been delayed because of an issue with the passengers. But what kind of problem that they didn't say?
Did all the passengers get off?
That is interesting.
That is interesting. You're right.
You mentioned a problem at Bridlington Station. I should like to visit this station. Could you mark it on the local map?
Of course. It's a suburban railway station. You might take a cab there.
See you later, my good man.
My good man. Bridlington is... Well, no, I guess that's maybe... I don't know. I have no sense of this distance. Do I have any deductions? Nope. I do not. I have no deductions. I got nothing I can figure out. It's okay. Okay. This is a suburban station. It's kind of cool. Looks nice. I'd live here. Oh, it's an angry passenger.
This is an absolute scandal. It's always the same with these rail companies. No respect for the customer.
Ugh, I hear you, man. Is that a work clothes? I thought maybe it was missing a button or something, but... Cheap ticket. Okay. He's poor. He's married. Rough skin. He's working class.
Please calm down, sir. What is your concern?
Concern? What is my concern? I'll tell you what my concern is. Last night I were on the train as usual with my colleague, heading home. Then along came this ridiculous ticket inspector, who started arguing that our tickets were invalid.
See?
He made
Everybody
us get
mysteriously
off the train,
got off the train.
and he was extremely rude about it.
And then they stole the train right off the tracks. And then they pretended like the train got anywhere near the next
Were you aboard
stop.
the train that vanished last night?
Yes, I heard that it disappeared. But I don't care because we would have stopped before then anyway. Our tickets were valid and no doubt about it. And then, to top
We
it
would have
all,
stopped
the
before.
ticket
Wait,
inspector
what?
pushed everyone else
Oh.
out too, except for a bunch of rich. Well, because their type don't need a ticket.
Can you recall anything more specific about this fortunate group?
Well, yes. They were all foreigners. Spanish-looking toffs with snake eyes.
What are snake
Goodbye,
eyes?
sir.
What the hell does that mean? Station master of Evesham. Angry passenger. Okay, sweet. There's nobody at the ticket office. I'm gonna just barge the fuck back here, talk to the station master.
Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you?
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I am investigating the unfortunate disappearance of last night's train.
I see. I'm Station Master Bertram, but my supervisor has not informed me about this. I do not know if...
Do not worry. I have only a few questions.
Don't worry. I'm gonna do the thing that I'm gonna do regardless of what you want. Young age. This guy has a young age. Clean clothes. Instruction booklet in his pocket. Ink smudges. Okay.
Station Master Everett from Evesham told us that you reported a problem with some passengers last night.
Indeed. This train is a regular line for those who work at Nottingham. But yesterday, everyone was asked to get off the train here at my station. I've no idea why, and it delayed the train. But the worst of it is that now I have to deal with two furious passengers who are complaining about the company's service. They stayed here the whole night, but people do not usually pay much attention to the regulations, you see. There are very strict and clear rules. Paragraph 234 of Article 2G-43 states that in the event of a complaint, you must...
Sherlock is
thank
bored
you. I understand.
out of his fucking mind.
Apart from the passengers disembarking, did you notice anything else that was unusual last night?
I did, and I mentioned it in my report to our higher management on the matter.
What was it?
Sorry, but I can't tell you. The station master's reports are confidential.
Confidential, you say? How long have you been working here?
I've worked here long enough to be quite capable of managing a railway station.
I mean, he's clearly a rookie station master?
Let me speak frankly, Mr. Bertram. Your age and your lack of confidence in your position are quite apparent. You cannot deny that you have only recently completed your studies.
I was at the top of my class.
Listen here, young man. I am aware that you wish to protect yourself behind all these regulations, but I represent the law.
And you are obstructing
I
the
mean,
investigation of an
unofficially.
important case. I would suggest that you cooperate with Mr. Holmes. Think of your career.
Are we in any
is-
way representing the law here?
I'll tell you everything. First of all, I scolded the ticket inspector, for it was he who asked the passengers to leave the train. It was not his right to do so. He was very rude. And then, later on, I received a most peculiar telegram from my colleague at Chesterfield Station, the next stop along the line.
I want to Wait, I can probably exit, right? And then talk to him again.
See you later, my good man.
I really want to... No, not that. I really want to look at the map. Oh, that's probably map. So... people who... This is a line... He said this was a line for working class people in Nottingham. Is that people who live in Nottingham and commute to London? Is that what he's talking about? Or live... Because the angry passenger said he would have gotten off before Evesham. And there are definitely other stations in between here. I'm sure it'll clear all of that. It's just, that's all weird. I don't have an understanding of that.
What did the telegram say?
Well, that was the peculiar thing. It was almost unreadable. It was full of errors and awfully vague. It was hard to understand if the train had correctly passed that station or not. You can read it for yourself.
We ought to visit Chesterfield Station. We need to confirm if the station master saw the train or not.
Chesterfield Railway Station. Tren LNER number 324 arriving at 12:30. Duarte 12:35. So it seems like it arrived at 12:30 and then departed 5 minutes later. Written maybe by somebody who does not speak English, like a Spanish person. Maybe? I mean, that's just like that's a random thing. We'll see. Okay, well, let's do some fucking Sherlock vision in here, I guess. Oh, I can't click on things in Sherlock vision. Who's this Western motherfucker?
Good day to you, sir.
Good day. To whom am I speaking?
My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is...
Are you a representative of this damned railway company? Because I have a complaint.
We are not from the railway company. We are...
Well, in that case, Mr. Shamrock Flomes, please excuse me. But I'm
Shamrock
not in the mood
Flomes.
for idle chit-chat at the moment.
Let's do the Sherlock Holmes thing. I mean, this guy's clearly played by John Goodman. He's got an Australian hat. I see. Expensive clothes. A heavy gold ring. Wait, but this... No, none of that. Fancy snake shoes. Crocodile skin snake shoes.
You must be Mr. Robinson, is that correct?
Yes?
I am leading the investigation of the disappearing train. It would help if you could answer my questions.
Ah, well, all right. I have nothing to hide.
Good. Good.
I presume it was you who placed the order for the special wagon.
Yes. It was to transport my valuable prototype safely to London. My prototype is a revolutionary device. It is capable of producing electricity.
Seems like
I'm a businessman and an engineer.
Or
I had already found several potential customers for my invention. But I was very optimistic about the directors' board who were travelling on the train last night.
oh. Okay.
Mr. Robinson, could you please clarify? Were you travelling alongside your prototype?
Yes, I was. But I had to step off the train. And all because of this stupid station master.
I received a telegram declaring that an important person, a Mr. Bromsby, wished to see you in the waiting room. I merely informed you of this.
Mr. Bromsby is a wealthy gentleman. His interest in my invention was truly unexpected. So yes, of course, I agreed to see him. Unfortunately, he wasn't there. I thought perhaps he might have been delayed, so I chose to wait a while. But despite my requests, the train left the station without me. Absolutely unacceptable.
You
The
requested that the
timetable is
train
strict. We cannot wait any longer. The regulations require the train to be on time.
You are an idiot. You will pay for it. I will sue you.
His head is a little bit like Men in Blacky there.
This revolutionary machine of yours, was it very valuable?
For God's sake, sir, it is priceless. It could change the world we live in. And yet, I was selling it for almost nothing. I am a humanitarian, you see.
Is that
I do not
so?
know if I will ever be able to get over this disaster. I cannot believe that it disappeared with that damn train.
You mentioned a director's board. Which company do they own?
The Chilean Barcazas Company.
Barcazas.
I had made an appointment with them. Now they are lost, along with the train and my prototype.
What do you know about the Barcazas Company?
It's a large South American company. They showed a great deal of interest in my prototype, and they seemed wealthy enough to do business with.
They
The
seemed
ticket
wealthy.
inspector forced all the passengers from the train except for the directors of the Barcazas Chilean Company.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. So the Barcazas company is not a real company, and the directors of the company stole the prototype. Chilean stay on the train was a coincidence? No. God, no. Directors of the Chilean Barcazas company were intentionally left on the train. The controller removed all passengers from the train except for the Chileans. Clearly. I wish I could right-click in order to back out of things like an XCOM. But I didn't want to back out that much. Okay, well, fine. Some of the other stuff is a little... That was a little weird. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, sweet,
Holmes,
Watson.
how is it even possible for a train to disappear?
It didn't. It was disassembled and taken off the tracks and put into the lake, probably. My big question is whether the prototype was stolen or never actually existed, and its disappearance is being used to cover for the fact that it wasn't real in the first place. Anywhere else I can go? Left luggage. This seems like a place for Eagle Vision. Nope, it is not. What is that? Oh, hey, Watson. You took the outside route? That's good. fresh air. It's a warehouse. It's just open for anybody to come in and poke around in. That's a fire. There does not appear to be anything else in here, so... Well, okay, there's a little house over here. What's the little house? Hey, dude, you, see anything interesting last night? Is there some way to get over to you? Oh, no, that's, end of the line. Oh, I can go to Chesterfield, though. That's good. So this mystery is going to be a series of train station investigations.
This bin is full of empty bottles.
Empty bottles, like the empty bottle that was discarded near the train disappearance site? Those kinds of empty bottles?
A telegraph.
Here is a
I had
Morse
thought
code
that all
alphabet.
station masters knew the Morse code, but apparently not.
No, this was not a station master. This was some random dude who sent a misspelled message in order to, you know, affect some shenanigans.
How could he fall asleep at work like this? Excuse me, sir. Wake up. Ah, his breath. He must have swallowed half a distillery.
And that explains the how.
By his sleeping off the alcohol, you mean? Wake up, please, sir.
Very good,
What?
Watson. Yes,
the
very good.
72 train has arrived?
Good day to you. We are investigating the disappearance of last night's train, and we should like to ask you a few questions.
Let's look at this dude. He's got a red nose. Called it. He's got clean clothes. Okay. He's also married. It's important that all of these dudes are married for some reason. He's got an alcohol flask and a fishing line. Okay.
Were there any passengers who got off that particular train at your station last night?
No, nobody, it seems to me. Although I did not leave my office, so...
No doubt you were very busy.
You don't say. You can't ever get any peace around here. Now you have to send a telegram each time a train arrives and departs.
Wait, what?
Station Master Bertram from Bridlington showed me a strange telegram that he received from you last night. It concerned the train, but it was barely comprehensible.
What? He's a fastidious little twerp, that Bertram. I remember everything quite clearly. It was late, and I was tired, but I did my work. So what? There's no need to be so petty.
I mean...
You were not tired, you were inebriated.
Right?
Tell me the truth now, or I shall not hesitate to document your state in my report.
My friend means that you will end up by being sacked from your position.
All right.
Sorry,
So
I'm
I
so
was
thirsty.
drunk.
God.
I don't remember all of yesterday, to be truthful to you. Please don't go harsh on me.
I mean,
Holmes,
dude.
this man has consumed a considerable amount of alcohol. He's not entirely helpless yet, but...
It will not be long before he is. Obviously, his testimony cannot be trusted.
Ah, will I ever get
Okay.
any peace?
Can't trust his testimony, I see. Alright, well... What? Not that button, that button. What else is going on here? Not a lot. Okay.
the whole train just disappeared. It's
No, I know. You've said that. I
A
get
fishing
that you find
advertisement.
it super weird. Okay, so this guy likes fishing, and there is fishing. Fishing exists, and I don't see how any of that actually matters. But
Lock. There is no sense in asking the station master to open it. We shall have to pick the lock.
we're gonna pick the lock. It's a lock picking minigame. Okay. Oh, I did some of this, didn't I? I see. So what am I trying to do? Am I just trying to line up the things? Like that? Is that good enough? That is the weirdest lock I have ever seen. Let me tell you. I don't think that's what locks look like.
Bags were recently dragged here. French
Hey, look.
wine. A remarkable vintage. These bottles are too expensive for a station master's wage. They were likely taken from the parcels.
Shameful.
The suggestion being that the station master stole wine from that was being shipped on the train and then drank it? Is that what's being suggested?
These tools were used quite recently. They are still muddy. We should ask about them.
Okay, I can ask about things. I'm good at that. It's like my whole job. Okay, there's my cab. Is that where I was? In the warehouse? No, I don't think... Yeah, there we go.
A handcar wheelbase. Interesting.
Oh.
It appears that elements of the same construction were scattered everywhere.
What does that mean?
Watson, please tell me, do you believe in magic?
Of course not, Holmes.
Then you are of the opinion that a train cannot simply disappear.
Well, we both know that that is obvious. Why are you asking such peculiar questions?
A little patience, Watson. You will understand my point quite soon. So, are you quite certain that you saw the train at Evesham Station?
No.
Yes, of course. We saw it coming. The headlights. And heard the whistle.
But that is it. We didn't see the train itself.
Right?
But... Oh, Holmes, I'm a little confused.
Watson, you lack imagination. Here, I have an imagination button. Let me press it for you. Blue. Didn't I do this? Okay, that's all nonsense. I'm gonna ask somebody about that. I found... Oh no, that was a different thing. Okay. And those are people. Drunk dude. Alright. None of that was interesting. Right? This thing? Train never passed through Chesterfield Station. The station master was drunk. His testimony seems unreliable. He could have sent the report without witnessing the train. Oh, I actually thought that like somebody else sent the report, but that is also feasible. Dismantle the handcar seems directly connected with our mystery. Reconstruct the handcar to see if it can imitate the vanished train. Okay, there's a fake train experiment now. That is fucking rad. Right, no more deductions to do, but we do have a fake train experiment.
I should use the appropriate object here.
I mean, okay.
I should use the appropriate
What?
object
I don't
here.
understand what is happening here. Okay. Hand mechanism. It goes on the hand mechanism joint. Okay, this experiment is way less interesting than I thought it was going to be.
I should use the appropriate object
Okay,
here.
fine. Yeah, that's good. Good job.
I should use the appropriate object here.
This is just a spare wheel, right? Like, I don't need that wheel. Is that right? Brakes. Okay. They go on the brake housing.
I should use the appropriate object here.
I don't know how you assemble a train thing.
I should use the appropriate object here.
Look, it's probably got brakes on it, right? Like, the brakes should go somewhere. Is there something else that goes on first? Like a brake bar? It's a wooden board. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. And now, how about brakes now? No, are we done? Is there no more to do? There's no brakes? I mean, I don't understand. Oh, I can rotate it. Well, shit, I probably should have read the instructions. Brakes joint, okay. Instead of a train, try making a turtle.
Now here we have the fake train that we saw approaching Evesham Station last night.
Doesn't look much like a train to me.
Be patient, Watson. I
You're
haven't
an
finished
idiot,
yet.
Watson.
Try using your imagination. Our train requires only a headlight and a steam whistle.
Should I get a headlight and a steam whistle? I mean... Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well... evidence required. So I should go find a headlight and a steam whistle? Is that the deal? Like... took a fire extinguisher and a long pole and some train spare parts. I really want a headlight with a dynamo machine and a steam whistle. Those are the parts that I want. Good. Okay.
The long pole is now attached. It will allow us to connect the headlight.
Okay.
The headlight is attached.
I'm just clicking. All I'm doing is
The
clicking.
steam whistle is now connected.
Holmes, what can we do to make the steam whistle work?
It is elementary, my dear Watson. We shall need a fire extinguisher. The fire extinguisher. Now let us see what we have here. The steam whistle is ready to be used.
Can I wind the dynamo? Oh, I see. That winds the dynamo. Okay.
Watson,
pretty
I do
good.
believe that we have created an exact replica of the train that vanished in front of us last night. The criminal mind can be most inventive. I am somewhat in awe.
So such a thing is possible. If someone went to all the trouble of creating this fake train, then it was surely with the intention of stealing the real one.
Ah, Watson, you should not jump to conclusions. In fact, this does not tell us very much at all, except that the train did not evaporate into thin air.
Although you half suspected it.
Huh. At any rate, we now need to find where the real train might be hidden. I suggest we use my archives to find a more detailed map of our surroundings.
Well, I hope that justifies our having to load your massive archive suitcase onto the cab. It made us extremely unpopular with our driver.
Okay. Alright, well... color me unimpressed with the fake train experiment. But, perhaps... there is...
Now we have two maps.
Better to
we must
be,
combine them properly.
better in the future. I see. Okay. Where is there a... It's right here, clearly. No, stop it. Stop it! Stop it! You are... Oh. How about that?
Here it is. There is a side branch to the railway. Its first switch is located between Bridlington and Chesterfield stations. There is one more station to be visited. It is located between Chesterfield and Evesham, and there should be a side railway to the nearby quarry. There is a small section of a railway at the end of Evesham station.
Okay. Rad. Examine the railway at the switch. So I'm gonna... Wait, I'm gonna look at this real quick. So... we know that the train made it here. And we know it did not make it here. We suspect that it may not have made it to Chesterfield, but it's really hard to say. So it could have gotten off at this railway switch, or it could have gotten off at this railway switch, but it really couldn't have gotten off at this one because that's past Evesham. So we're going to go to this station. I see. We're going to go to the station and basically see, did the train get to here, which is presumably very close, or not? Probably not. Why is it so creepy here? It's way more creepy here than it was anywhere else. What's up with that? I mean...
Funny character. He
What the
looks
fuck is happening here?
And he is not an Englishman.
He's not an Englishman, therefore suspicious. It's a Spanish cigar stub. I mean... I'm
This
sniffing.
scent is familiar to me, but in order to recognize it, I must combine my associations into one picture.
Look at that fucking Spanish hat there. Right there. Isn't there something else I can do? Like, didn't we figure out that this was... Oh, right, I can move some parts of it. Okay. Like, okay. So I gotta get it mostly right. And then... Wait, what? I forget how I did this. It was... Oh, shit. Like, this doesn't actually... Oh, because it was backwards. God damn it. Well, no wonder nothing worked. It's like... that, right? Oh, yeah.
A
There we go.
greenish-brown cigar with a strong aroma, a hint of peppermint. Ricardo.
You already know the name of this man? Holmes, you amaze me.
No, Watson, I refer to the cigar. It is a Ricardo Turrent, a Mexican cigar of an excellent quality. Quite an expensive one, too.
I really hope... Pommel Horse says, I really hope the bad guys are dressed like the Three Amigos. Yes, please. Sherlock Holmes versus the Three Amigos sounds like probably a good time. Okay, where did Cigar Man go? Did he go back here? Did he literally disappear off the face of the earth? Isn't that another mystery?
Newspaper articles on horse racing. Hurdle, steeplechase, and flat racing. He is a true enthusiast, Holmes.
Betting slips for horse racing. The sums are quite impressive.
It can be an
Are they?
expensive vice. This man had probably used all his savings.
Where do you get that from? Hi, Sydney. Thanks for stopping by. I am also super enjoying this game. It's a good time. And a good two-player game, or a good cooperative experience. Because there's not a lot of action.
Holmes, look. There's a flooded area over here.
I believe that the flooded area might be worth checking.
There's not a lot of action. Like other adventure games, there's a lot of what should we do next? How do we solve this puzzle? But there's this added element of how are we going to interpret the clues, which I think is super cool. There's a lot of potential for conversation around that. Who is that dude sitting at the end of this creepy ass station?
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is Dr. John Watson. We are investigating the case of the vanished train.
Is that so? Well, good day, gentlemen. I am Mr. Duff, the station
Oh, I thought that was
master
like
of
a
this station.
goodbye, good
I'll
day.
be happy to
Never
help
mind.
you in any way I can, but there's not much that I can tell you about last night.
Why not? Seems significant. He's melancholy. Important thing to know. He's missing a button. He's got a ring mark. He's pawned his ring. Okay, so Watson was right. But I don't know how Watson came to the conclusion that he came to. This guy is... Hold on. What am I missing? I'm missing something. It's over here. Oh, he doesn't have a pocket watch. I see.
I observe that you are a gambling man, Mr. Duff. You had hoped that your relocation to this small town might have helped ease your addiction, but it was not to be.
I beg your pardon? Addiction to what?
Seriously?
We found a number of horse racing tickets inside your office. Well, we all have our weaknesses. An expensive obsession, surely, for a station master.
It is none of your business. I occasionally attend the races with my colleagues. And anyway, that's my private life.
Okay, well...
It appears that you may be at risk of some flooding along the line here.
You mean that the whole bloody lake is at our feet?
Quite so. But it is strange, because according to my map, there should be a quarry here, and behind that, the lake.
How should I know? I only arrived here a few months ago.
And where did you work before that?
Well, I was working in Nottingham. But I asked for a quieter place, so they transferred me here. Life is cheaper. I can't really complain.
Life is cheaper as in, like, people get murdered
Did any
for no
passengers
reason?
leave or board the train last night?
No. I saw no one as usual. I reported the train's passage by telegraph. Just the same as all the other nights.
Goodbye, sir. It is obvious that we cannot inspect the quarry. Instead, we can check the beach area around the flooded lake.
Yeah, no, sorry, jet lag. Yes, it costs less to live here in the middle of nowhere is actually what he meant. I suspect that maybe life is cheap is an Americanism? I mean, can I actually inspect anything? Or is this not where I'm supposed to be? Like, what's with the little flags? Not that. What's the button for imagining things? It's none of these. Okay, well, okay, fine. Vanished earlier. Train never reached Evesham. It disappeared earlier and was faked by somebody using hand cars. Yes, 100% true. I don't know what the flooded quarry has to do with anything. Okay, well, we're gonna get out of here. There is a button, I'm quite sure, but I don't remember what it is, and so we're not gonna do it. Where's the beach area? Is that around here? Is that on my map? Oh, it's way the fuck out here. Oh, I see. Okay, so they updated the map to show the quarry has been flooded. And they want me to go way out here to the beach? So there's definitely a question of the Doncaster station master reports that the train made it through the station.
Here we are at the beach. That is
but he's
located
probably
near the quarry
in on
and
it.
Doncaster Station. It doesn't look like a very good place to rest.
Wait. The beach is located near the quarry and Doncaster Station. I mean, it's literally across the lake from Doncaster Station. So here's my interpretation of this. Train comes to Bridlington. They force everybody to get off. Take it to the railway switch. Go off this way. We're gonna find the train around here, or else it was dumped in the lake or something. At Chesterfield, they arrange either explicitly or implicitly for the train to be reported by the drunk station master, or like somebody impersonating the station master. At Doncaster, they bribe the station master probably to say that the train came through, and then at Evesham it disappears. So train's 100% definitely up here, like no question. Oh yeah. Sorry, I meant to take a break. Yeah, this is probably as good a time as any. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Let's take a quick break, and we come back in like 5 minutes. Sound good? Sound good. Sound good. Let's do it. All right. See you soon. Be right back.